Hi Marcia, it's Corey with Gant Property Inspections here in Junction City. Just finishing up the home inspection, and Desiree's here with me. Where is she? There she is.
Hello.
And we're gonna do a couple of videos so you can look at that. We tried to get a hold of you via the internet or however, but just haven't done that yet. So we're gonna do this for now. So anyway, house is a fun house, mostly original, and a lot of the original like woodwork and stuff inside is still in good condition. I like it. Seems like a lot of fun. I also live in Junction City, which I enjoy this town. It's a lot of fun. So there's a lot of good to like about the house, but there's also definitely a few things that we want to talk about because it is an old house. So we're going to flip this around and talk about it. All right, so it's a nice little bungalow house, classic, classic shape, classic roof design. You have the corbels that seem to be in good shape that hold up the roof eaves. It has wood siding, two different kinds. It has cedar shakes and then just kind of a cedar lap. But before we go there, back up to the roof. The roof's a newer roof, and it looks to be done correctly, professionally. They added a ridge vent across the top, and they also added some shingle vents for down below because older houses did not have soffit vents. So they've added these shingle vents that are right up the top of the wall, right here. It's kind of hard to see in the video probably. There's one there, and also on the garage. You can see it a little better probably over there, which is a good idea to get ventilation in the attic space. As far as the siding, it's dirty and in need of being repainted, but overall it seems to be in pretty good shape, which is true of cedar siding. It just lasts a long time if it's not terribly abused. And this looks okay, but it is definitely due for paint. I didn't catch it on the eave on the other side. They did repairs when they redid the roof, and that all needs to be painted. I like this trim, peeling paint, and then peeling paint all along the south side and the west side. Not terrible, but it's in some places it is pretty bad, like here. And here, and on the garage shop, the worst. So it needs to be scraped and painted to protect it here in Western Oregon. Gutters are in okay condition. One of them's loose. Where was that? One of the corners. Oh, I think it's the front corner, front porch. There's a loose gutter up there. There's a picture in the report. Let's walk into the backyard real quick, take a look. Again, paint needed. This tree, it's a beautiful tree, does cause a lot of maintenance issues for the roofs in the yard, and for the neighbors as well. So, yeah. And so there's probably the worst damage of siding is here. And it actually is a bit of rot going into the second layer, but it is still the siding though. So that should be removed and replaced. There's a little bit of damage right here in this door frame. I think it looks like there's probably some kind of hinges there. Yeah. So I don't think it's rot, it's just damaged. Let's walk through the shop garage. There's a dry rot or maybe bug damage here. It's dangerous. Got to step over that. A little bit over here too. Open areas and possible moisture damage. It's a classic old room though. It's pretty cool. Painted white, shiplap. Step in here. Another kind of classic barn in here. There's a loft area for storage. And seems like a pretty solid building. When they redid the roof on both the house and the shop, they put OSB over the top of the slats. So probably had a shingle roof before. In fact, you can see in the attic, they left quite a bit of mess from the old shingles, cedar shingles, which I mentioned in the report. Here's the little garage. I think they probably did this little bump out so a car would fit better, or maybe a pickup truck backed in here. So the bumper would stick out of here because it's obviously been added. It's kind of cool. There's this old cloth kayak hanging up. It's pretty cool. Concrete sidewalks and walkways seem to be in okay condition. This one, the steps could be improved a little bit. There's just some blocks on the other side. And speaking of concrete, this little back entry is just kind of up on bricks, just kind of stacked there on both sides. It seems like it's been working, but it's not ideal engineering. So it's in the report for something to look at. Okay. Oh, yeah. So newer electrical panel, that's also good. So you have a newer roof, newer electrical panel. It's all modernized, has a 200 amp main breaker, which is great. But speaking of electrical, in the attic, I did find that there's still some knob and tube wiring going throughout the attic, which that's definitely outdated and can become a safety issue. Because you're not supposed to put anything on top of it. So if you were to add insulation, which there's very little insulation in the attic, it'd become a safety issue. So that's in the report for you to look at. And here you can see the paint that needs to be scraped and repainted. And the windows are all original wood windows, which look pretty cool, but they don't really function anymore, and they're single paned. And so are not very energy efficient. So be recommending those will be upgraded at some point, at least budget to. There's the soffits that need paint, like I mentioned. All right, so I'm going to wrap up the back or the outside here and head inside.